You're live, but I'm feeling dead. This is the Aaron Zero show with another edition of today's noise. All the noise you don't want to hear, but have to hear if you watch this program. So, we are here, friends, on the 29th day of the unnecessary Iran war, with developments happening by the hour. And the latest development is that Iran has managed to destroy a $500 million aircraft which was parked in Saudi Arabia called the E3G aircraft. And it's an AWACS type of aircraft, very sensitive stuff. And it is quite amazing that they were able to do this. My feeling is they did this with the help of Russian and Chinese intelligence, satellite images, etc. Iran has also had a successful attack on a US carrier called the Abraham Lincoln. So these are major things that have happened, even while Mr. Trump says Iran has lost this and lost that capability. The missiles seem to be popping out with regular momentum and hitting Israel and the Gulf Coast countries. And I just read that Mr. Zelensky has visited the Gulf Coast countries there and signed a 10-year agreement to give them the latest drone interceptor technology, which is much more cheaper than US technology, which is those $3 million missiles to which hit the incoming missile or target. And so Ukraine hopes to get in exchange latest missiles from UAE, Qatar, Oman, etc., and use them against Russia in the Russian war. Earlier, they had talked about getting money. So I don't know, maybe it's a bit of each. And so we're still in this unnecessary war, which is getting murkier and murkier. The Houthi rebels operating in Yemen have decided to join the war also, and they're shooting missiles off to Israel, while the Hezbollah are also doing that in Lebanon. So Israel has brought it upon itself because it was very keen to start this war. And the other fact of the situation is while Iran is controlling the Strait of Hormuz, and it has found it to be a game changer in that it can control the output of oil and materials to the rest of the world and cause world economies to collapse or be in a tough position. The Houthis are thinking or probably doing the same in the Red Sea area, and they want to control the ships that are going in and out of the Bandar Abbas port area, and maybe they'll fire on top of them. So we don't know. This is a mess that Mr. Trump has brought about on himself, and now he is looking for an off ramp, as they say. I don't know where he will find it because he has given Iran ultimatum till April 7th, and then possibly they will do a whole-scale bombing and try to invade the Karg Island, etc. But what they don't realize is Iran has been waiting and planning for this kind of a situation for many years, decades even. So their planning is very good, to say the least, in spite of having a lot of setbacks. Their main leader assassinated or killed, Khamenei, and then some of the top generals. And Israelis are regularly managing to find out and kill some top people in Iran because they have very good spy connections, either through the camera network or maybe on the ground support from local people there in Iran. I would suspect Jewish Iranians and things like that. So this is where the war is going. But for the first time, Israel is getting a taste of its own medicine. There was a bombing or missile attack in Netanya outside in the central area of Israel, which apparently has done a lot of damage. And I think Iran has been aided in its targeting by Chinese and Russian intelligence because the targets are hitting their targets head on, precision, etc. And also maybe they have the precision themselves because they have fought a lot of other wars and they're used to the wartime regime, so to speak. But at the bottom end of it, it's the civilians who suffer. A lot of civilians have suffered just now. I think it's officially 1,500 casualties. It could be much more unnecessary because of this unnecessary war. And Mr. Trump is, of course, trying very hard to keep this war going, so to speak, so that he would avoid any coming up or presenting up of the Eppenstein files, where he's absolutely listed there a million times, so I believe. And on Saturday, that is yesterday, there was a No Kings protest right across USA, and approximately 9 million people turned out. That's quite a huge number right across USA. And then also the American diaspora living in Europe, etc., have also turned out to protest against Mr. Trump's policies. And I saw a placard one of the protesters was holding up. It said, release the pedophiles. So apparently, those things are not going away. And what the Eppenstein files expose is a cult of very important, powerful people, moneyed people who apparently have been using Mr. Eppenstein's services. And so that's where it goes. It's very deep. And so I guess those who are high and mighty, rich and powerful, are doing everything they can to protect themselves from any involvement in the Eppenstein files. And even Bill Gates, well known founder of Microsoft, apparently had discussed hot girls with Eppenstein and stuff like that. But now, of course, if you ask him, he says, no, I never knew the guy and this and that. Same is the case with Mr. Trump, of course, and Howard Lutnick, he is in Mr. Trump's cabinet, deputy secretary, I believe. So anybody who has the name mentioned in the Eppenstein file immediately says, I don't know the guy. But the truth speaks otherwise. And I'm sure there's video evidence and other evidence that would implicate a lot of people. And all those people are running away as fast as they can to stay away from the Eppenstein files. And in Nepal, we have a young rapper turned politician who has been elected Nepalese Prime Minister, Balan Shah. And you can check out his rap videos, quite good. And one of the first orders of business of the new government was to lay responsibility of the events earlier, that was the Gen Z protests, on the ex-Prime Minister, Prime Minister Oli, and I believe the Home Minister, Mr. Lekha. So they have been taken into custody and arrested. And I think they will be made the scapegoats of whatever happened during the Nepal protests. Some people got killed, etc. Same was the story in Bangladesh. The interim government there was blaming all Awami Party, etc., for the deaths and whatever happened in Bangladesh. So it's like political vendettas happening. And I'm sure it happens here in India too. Ukraine continues its attack on Russia and has apparently attacked a refinery which is 282 kilometers away from Moscow called the Yaroslav refinery. one of the main refineries of Russia. And so you can see how the art of warfare has changed. You send a small little drone costing maybe $10,000 or less, and if it hits something like a refinery, it causes a massive fire and massive damage, and it massive delays. So it's drone warfare is, I think, the new type of warfare on the battlefield, including ballistic missiles. I don't see aircraft playing such a major role because if you have the satellite intelligence, etc., of your enemy, you can send some ballistic missiles down his way and drones, etc. Iran has been very successful in saturating areas where it's sending a lot of drones or missiles. And as a commentator said, it's a basic type of arithmetic that the Iranians are practicing. If the interceptors there in Israel can handle six, then they send seven or eight or nine or maybe 10 even. So those four will be passing through and hitting their targets. Six will be intercepted. And that's the name of the game. And so Iran seems to be very successfully doing that at present, while the Western media, I think, is either it's under some kind of censorship or something. It's not really giving the correct picture of events unfolding in Iran and Iranian area. And the Gulf Coast countries, instead of supporting Iran, they have always been against Iran, and that is their political decision. And I think you do have to live in peace with your neighbors, even if you don't like them. Case being India versus Pakistan, and Pakistan is still up to its terroristic antics, sending people across the border to create havoc. And while the big brother China is spying on India. So this is the situation that we have here. And while in India, we celebrate our new airport in the Noida International Airport in the Jawar region. And Prime Minister Modi, while opening the airport, said it's high time we blended ethanol with petrol, something that has been done in Brazil for ages ago. Brazil, they use ethanol exclusively for their cars. They don't import any oil or anything, so they save millions or billions in no oil import. And I guess Mr. Modi thinks about doing the same, and that would be a step in the right direction. And he congratulated the farmers there in the hinterland of West and Eastern UP who have vast sugarcane fields. Sugarcane is the converter to ethanol. And so we will probably have cheaper petrol, I would say, and cheaper imports and a lot of saving of the money. Thank you for watching and subscribe. Have a great day.